He said, we offer our mediation between India and Pakistan to settle the issue of Kashmir. Without involving China, you really cannot have a lasting peace in that region. And particularly, China shares the border with Kashmir. It shares the border with India. So China has a very important role to play, and the area you are talking about, it's the part of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, but there are no people. I think there was this person, then that one. If you can also identify, he said, Dr. Gulzar and your name is?
Hafizur Rahman. No, I think why India wanted to be on Kashmir kind of mess is because all the big mountains full of snow and all the water that flows from those mountains, it irrigates the whole Pakistan. So India, if it controls the water flow, we can say the future was will be about water, and that is the main root cause of this problem, because India ultimately wants to control that water. And this problem is already surfacing even in the present talks. And what do you think about it?
Yes, the water has always been a problem, and I think tomorrow is going to be a very important discussion on waters. But World Bank has come into play, into action. In fact, they have a treaty signed by both India and Pakistan. And again, there was a third-party mediation. There was a third-party mediation. The only agreement which is really working between India and Pakistan, that was because of the third-party mediation, that was World Bank. The three rivers, they will have water going to India, and two rivers, they will have water going to Pakistan. But the question is not that what will happen. The question is that, take the case of River Nile. It generates billions and billions of dollars. River Nile of Egypt. So the Kashmiri waters can also generate billions and billions of dollars. The Kashmiri people, they are open. They are open to any understanding with both India and Pakistan about the water. So that's why I am telling you, Hafizur Rahman Sahab, even if Kashmiri people are the part of the negotiations, as I told you, that is our demand, that's the demand of the Kashmiri people. No settlement is going to be lasting unless the Kashmiri leadership is there. But I am telling you, even if Kashmiri people are going to be the part of the negotiation, and there is going to be some settlement, it may not be lasting. Why? We really need to have the third-party mediation, or you can say understanding, you can say whatever. So the guarantees from the international factor has to be there. So that's why we are offering to the State Department. We had a meeting with the State Department. Dr. Hassan was there last week. We told them, a person not of American origin, a person not of British origin, a person who is really respected both in India and Pakistan and Kashmir, like we propose the name, like Bishop Desmond Tutu. A person like that stature, if he can come up with some formula between India and Pakistan and about rivers and anything. But what I am saying that the issue of rivers is very important. It was important yesterday, it is going to be important tomorrow. So, but without the international understanding, this issue cannot be resolved. If there is international understanding, that could be any government, that could be any NGO, that could be a person of stature of Nelson Mandela or anyone else. So the issue of waters can also be resolved. Yeah, that one, that, yeah, that one.
Question I had was, you briefly touched upon diplomacy, and would you say that maybe the Kashmiri people, what they need to do as far as a step towards diplomacy, that diplomacy should start with the Kashmiri people as far as putting down the weapons, putting down and fighting, because if you go to Kashmir today and talk to the majority of Kashmiri people, the majority of suffering and the majority of killings that are going on are happening not only by the Indian Army but also by Kashmir militants as well. And majority of Kashmiri quote unquote freedom fighter groups are not actually freedom fighter groups, whether they're murdering, killing Kashmiri people. So would you agree or disagree that in order for the Kashmiri people to have diplomacy, in order for us to move forward, that there needs to be an initiative taken by the Kashmiri people to put down the weapons, put down the guns, put an end to this quote-unquote militancy moving forward. Because I've seen Kashmir in different phases. I've seen it in the 80s, I've seen it in the 90s, I've seen it today. I worked for a couple of years. And prior to 1989, when there was any quote-unquote militancy, the Kashmiri people, they may have been under Indian occupation, but the situation of the Kashmiri people was 100 times better than it is. So obviously, as we can see, the last 21 years, militancy has not been working. At least no.
Are you from Kashmir, India, Pakistan?
Yes.
You are from?
Originally found from Kashmir. But
When was the last time you were there?
07.
2007. Last time I was in Kashmir was in 1980. But let me tell you what Gautam Navalkar told me and Victoria was there. Gautam Navalkar said, had you told me this question before June of 2008, it was quite relevant. From June of 2008, let me tell you, State Department told me, I am telling you, if you are a reporter, you can quote me, because they told me, yes, our delegation visited Kashmir, it is a non-violent movement. Let there be absolutely no doubt in anybody's mind here whether you are a sister or brother. If you want to support Kashmir freedom struggle, you may have different apprehensions. You should not have any apprehension whether it is terrorism or not. Today when I am talking to you, Gautam Navalkar said, when he was in Sinai, August 18, 2008, that's after he visited Kashmir. He said more than 1 million people, two things were missing. This is Gautam Navalkar not only talking to us in the conference, but he wrote also, two things were missing. Number one, there was no gun. Number two, there was no Pakistani hand. So, secondly, I will tell you, it was not the leadership of the Kashmiri people. In honest to God, I don't know, Dr. Hassan is going to tell you, Dr. Hafiz Bhai is here, Rafiq Saab goes quite frequently to Kashmir. It was not really leadership of Kashmiri people. We changed the nature of the resistance in June of 2008. It was not Sayyid Gilani, it was not Mirwais Umar Farooq, it was not Muhammad Yasir Malik, it was not Shabir Ahmad Shah. They are our leaders. We accept them our leaders. But it was not none of them. It were the people of Kashmir. They came on the streets, hundreds of thousands. Then they went to Gilani Saab's house and dragged him. We want you to lead us. They went to Yasin Saab, we want you to lead us. They went to Mirwais Saab, we want you to lead us. So they have already changed their nature. Then more importantly, I read an interview in Reddit.com. That's an interview of Sayyid Salahuddin. Sayyid Salahuddin is the commander-in-chief of the Kashmiri indigenous militancy, which is known as Hizbul Mujahideen. It's not Lashkar-e-Taiba, it's not Jaish Muhammad, it's a Kashmiri indigenous militancy according to L.K. Advani. Reddit.com, he gave an interview. He said, when I saw that the people of Kashmir, they have really taken this new initiative of non-violence, I told my boys, let us give them the chance. So in other words, Kashmiri indigenous militancy with the non-violence, the Kashmiri political leadership is with the non-violence, and more importantly, the people of Kashmir, they are with non-violence. So today the movement in Kashmir is non-violent, 100%, not 99.9%, 100%. That's why Arundhati Roy said, now India may create its own insurgency because India has nothing to sell at the international scene. There was a lady there. Saab is the hard letter. He said this is going to be the last question.